Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the 7-star Tera Water Hisuian Samurott raid is now live in Pokémon Scarlet and Violet, and I'm going to attempt soloing this raid with Gogoat. Typically when I do these type of videos, I like to showcase the entire raid. That way you can see how I just went about completing it successfully. And yeah, I actually am re-recording this because when I beat it the first time, for some reason the audio was all weird. So yeah, I'm actually attempting this the second time. And just so you know, on my very first attempt, I got one shot on the very first turn by X-Scissor. And honestly, it was actually not a bad scenario. I still was able to beat the fight. But in this version of the battle, I actually do end up living that very first X-Scissor. And I'm going to go for the grassy terrain, and then from there I'm actually going to go for a milk drink. That way I can heal up a bit, because on turn 3 this Samurott is just going to remove our stat buffs anyway, so I don't want to set up bulk ups just yet. So I'm just going to go for a milk drink and try to heal up some of my health. Also, happy Thanksgiving to all my American viewers. I had to work till 7 p.m. tonight, unfortunately. But now I'm sitting down trying to figure out this raid, and this is what I've come up with so far. I think Gogoat actually is a pretty decent pick in this raid because of its grassy pelt ability, which is very much unique to Gogoat. That's the main reason why we want grassy terrain in this type of fight. I think Gogoat could actually be a pretty decent group pick as well. Okay, so from here we can start setting up bulk ups. And we want to go +6/+6, and then from there, yeah, I'll just show you. But yeah, for the most part, Gogoat actually is a pretty interesting pick. When I was originally planning this fight, I was looking at shell armor, battle armor Pokemon because of the potential crit. But honestly, after using Gogoat, I feel like this is actually a pretty consistent pick. I mean, even though it seems that it wouldn't be that great with the X-Scissor, like I said, my very first attempt doing this raid, my Gogoat got one shot by X-Scissor from a crit, and I was still able to beat the fight even though we did die that early in the fight. So we have to try to pay attention to our grassy terrain too, because keeping up on the field will benefit us. So see how it just went away? I want to throw it up here again, just so we can get that defense boost back, and also it does give us some healing, which is super clutch. And yeah. From here, we will set up our remaining bulk ups, and then we'll break through the shield. We are going to have to use Horn Leech at least 2 more times, I think. It might be 3 times. I know we used it once so far, but I couldn't remember if it did anything to remove our Tera boosts. So we're going to set up bulk up again. And yeah, so far this is actually the better version of the fight, and hit that like button because I'm re-recording this battle for the audio, because I care so much what your audio experience is here. Legitimately, it was just hurting my ears when I put it into the editor, and I was like, yeah, I can't put that out. Even though I've been sitting here for like 2 hours experimenting with different builds. This one ultimately ended up being very solid, and I'm running max HP and max defense on this Gogoat. So we do have to be careful because we still could get crit here, and that actually would be enough to knock us out. But fortunately we get lucky with not getting crit, and now we can go on the offense now that we're at max attack. And from here we just want to get to the point where we can Tera and pretty much do the same thing again. Pretty much like once we break through the shield. Oh wait, hold on. Let me set the grassy terrain here real quick. Yeah, we'll break through the shield, and it will remove all negative effects from itself. Pretty much we just have to get to the point where it removes our bulk ups, and then we set up bulk up again, and then just finish the match. From what I've noticed, it doesn't even necessarily seem that we have to go for max bulk ups on the second phase of the fight. Yeah, even though like I said, I went for +6/+6 at the beginning of the fight and at the end of the fight, and even though I died early on, I was still able to beat the fight. So I imagine in this scenario, we shouldn't have many issues beating the fight successfully. So we are going to Tera now. Tera Grass, by the way, I mean, you probably saw on the image at the very beginning of the video, but yeah, I didn't clarify that this is just a Tera Grass build. Pretty straightforward. We're going to Horn Leech, which will give us some health back. And on top of that, we have our Shell Bell, so we should just be gaining our health back at a nice rate here. But we're already pretty much fully healed, so does it really matter? Not necessarily. And the thing is, this Pokemon does get Razor Shell, which does have a chance to lower defense stats, but it's not going to use that at all on Gogoat. Okay, so from here, we just set up Bulk Up again, and we just finish the match, pretty much. Yeah, that's pretty much what you do with this fight. Yeah, this is actually this is a better video, I think, than the other one. The other one showed that if you do get one-shot by a crit from X-Scissor, it's actually possible to still win the fight in the end. And in some ways, it's actually better that you die that early. But in this fight, as you can see, we had a pretty... Oh wait, I forgot to go for Bulk Up. Sorry, I was just a little distracted. We might not have to go for max Bulk Up, but yeah, ideally we just want to Bulk Up here and then just finish up the fight with a sweep. Because Samurott only removes your stat buffs twice in the fight. And yeah, pretty much at the very beginning of the fight, turn 3, and then right after you break through the shield. Like I said, a crit will still kind of hurt, but yeah, Grassy Terrain's solid because, if I'm not mistaken, it doesn't account for... Like, crits usually break through your stat boost, but in this scenario, I feel that the defense that you get from the ability is not the same as if you were using Bulk Up, for example. Like, I think you still retain that 1.5 multiplier of defense boost, even if you get crit. But yeah, pretty much, it's a little bit of a slow start with this build, but once you get started, I mean, pretty much this feels like a very consistent build. It doesn't seem that it would be just because of X-Scissor, but once you realize how much this Pokemon actually ends up tanking all the attacks in Grassy Terrain, and like I said, I built max defense, max HP here. It's a pretty solid build. So, maybe not the spiciest pick that you can run for this raid. I just feel like this raid's actually a lot harder than I originally was thinking it would be. See, we got crit there, that's fine. Here, I'm just gonna go for a Horn Leech, just to show you that I'm only at +5, and it probably won't even matter, right? We might even be able to, yeah. Just get some of our health back. And then, you know what, I'm gonna use Horn Leech one more time. A little sloppy here on my end, sorry about that, but you get the gist. Pretty much if you're watching this and you're at this point, all you really need to know is you just have to pretty much bulk up and make sure Grassy Terrain is up on the field. You just want to make sure you get +6, and bam. This should be a pretty easy fight. Having Milk Drink is nice as well, just in case you really do need some health recovery and you don't want to rely on a heal cheer. But yeah, from here, I'm just going to go for Horn Leeches, and we should be able to two-shot it at this range. Yep. Yeah, it's still a little close, but just remember that even with a death, with one death you should still be able to pull off this strategy. And I think as long as you don't, if you don't die to the very first X-Scissor, then there's a really good chance you're just not going to die this fight. Because having the defense boost and Milk Drink will allow you to build back enough sustain that you can just win the fight. So yeah, there you go. If this video helped you out at all, definitely like, comment, subscribe. It does help my content reach a wider audience here on YouTube. And I'm just going to catch this in a net ball. I don't really want to use my heavy ball on Samurott here. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the Sass Squad is getting stronger each and every day. You have a good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you're tuning in, and I will catch you in the next one.